Wow. Just wow. Spider-Man PS4 is
so good.
It's something else. It's something really special. The visuals are stunning, the combat is smooth, the dialogue feels real, and just swinging around the city never gets old. And the music, good God, the music. Damn. But most importantly, this game is an emotional roller coaster. A roller coaster of joy, surprise, trust, anticipation, anxiety, fear, anger, and sadness. Every possible emotion I've ever felt in my life, I felt playing this game. Insomniac just gets it. It seems like they took every great aspect from every interpretation of Spider-Man and meshed it into one cohesive story. A story that'll stick with me forever. And I knew it was going to be special from the very first scene. In the span of 90 seconds, not only are we shown that this Peter Parker is a young tech whiz genius with money problems who has lost one of the most important people in his life, we're also shown his absolute selflessness. He's immediately forced to make a choice. Be selfish and take the time to pay his own bills, or go be Spider-Man and help people. And we all know what he chooses. This Peter Parker is a young adult with problems. Problems with money, problems with his relationship, problems with his job, problems with feeling like he's never good enough. And he has to balance these relatable problems with the overwhelming task of being a costume hero, trying to keep millions of people safe, while also avoiding getting killed on a daily basis. But he'll always put these problems aside because of the lessons he learned from his father figure.
With great power.
Yeah, you get the point.
These past few years, you helping me through college and working here, sacrificing so much and asking for nothing. I just wish there were more people like you in the world.
He's right.
All of Peter's relationships with every other character works. Aunt May is a widow who's trying to move on from the death of the love of her life. And what better way to do that? And what better way to honor his memory than by helping people in need? Peter feels like he needs to be there for his aunt more than ever, but he rarely can because of his other responsibilities. MJ is a journalist in this game, a journalist working for a newspaper owned by this guy. She and Peter have had a lot of issues in the past, issues of Peter being too overprotective, like he is with everyone close to him. How can you blame him? But ultimately, it's their mutual drive and passion for doing what's right that will always bring them together. The relationship never feels inauthentic, never feels like something fabricated just because Peter and Mary Jane are an iconic couple. It feels all too real.
Texting isn't talking? No, not that kind of over!
Miles Morales. Damn. This guy's gotten a lot of exposure lately, and he's absolutely perfect here. He, like Peter, is also a tech whiz genius who loses a father figure at a young age. Except here, after playing the majority of the game as a powerful Spider-Man, he plays a helpless Miles, reminding us all of our weaknesses, reminding us of the precious, fragile nature of human life. It also reminds us why Spider-Man must always be Spider-Man, to help good people like Miles against evil. After losing his father, both Peter and Spider-Man become a new mentor figure for Miles when he needs it most. Speaking of mentor figures, Doc Ock and his relationship with Peter is the best part of this game. Like Miles having Peter as a new mentor after his father's death, Peter has Octavius after losing Uncle Ben. But like Peter and MJ ending up together, like Miles getting spider powers, like Norman becoming the Green Goblin, Insomniac knows that we know what Otto will become. Except when it happens, we don't want it to happen because it's absolutely heartbreaking. I can't believe I just said I don't want Otto, one of my favorite villains ever, to be Doc Ock, but it's because Insomniac takes the time to make us love this guy. To make us love these two geniuses who disregard their own well-being just to make the world a better place. Doc Ock represents what Peter could have been if he walked a different path. Both men are gifted with extraordinary abilities they can use to help the world or destroy it. Abilities to be used selfishly or selflessly. In a few understandable moments of weakness, Otto's ego and his own creations get the better of him. And it's impossible not to sympathize with him because we were shown his good heart, because we were shown his incredibly relatable problems, because we were shown who the man is that is making his life a living hell and what he'll probably become. All of that builds to the final scene between him and Peter.
You are everything I wanted to be! You just threw it away!
Yes, of course. You're right, Peter. Oh, I see that now. The neural interface affected my mind. But I can fix it. We can fix it. Together. If you'll help me.
Peter is faced with a choice. Should he help the man who inspired him to be better? Help the man who made him feel a part of something important? Help the man who gave him hope again? Maybe he'll revert back to that good-hearted scientist he knows and loves.
Please, Peter. That wasn't me. You said you'd never abandon me. You promised. Remember?
Or he can do what's right. What's right for the people of New York instead of what's only right for him. Even though it will pain him for the rest of his life. Pain him to lose another father figure.
Where are you going? Peter? Peter!
As a matter of fact, it's hard not to sympathize or at least understand a lot of the villain's motives in this game. And that, in part, is what makes a great villain. Even though their actions are horrible, you could still see something humane underneath it all. And that's what Spider-Man is all about. Yes, he's verbally humiliating these guys as kind of a way of relieving some stress of his own. But ultimately, he always looks for the good amongst a sea of evil. And that's a trait we can all aspire to have. I don't think I've ever been so deeply affected by a game ending, maybe ever. After all the good that Peter has done, after all the responsible decisions he's made, a familiar characteristic of Peter's life comes back to haunt him. He has the worst luck. Again, someone close to him will die because of something he indirectly caused. He helped Otto build the arms, after all. Except, unlike the death of his Uncle Ben, where he acted selfishly, this time he did it to help others. And still, Peter just can't catch a break.
I am so proud of you. And Ben would be too. All the people you've saved.
I don't know what to do.
But we all know what he'll do. And so does Aunt May, the person who knows him better than anyone. We know what he'll do because he's been doing it the entire game. He's been given these choices from the beginning. He will act selflessly rather than selfishly. Life isn't fair. We lose people for reasons out of our control, reasons that make us question why we were ever put on this earth in the first place, reasons that bring us down mentally, spiritually, and emotionally to a place that seems impossible to come back from. I mean, why even bother trying to be a better person if nothing ever goes your way? If life continuously and consistently slaps you in the face? Because things will get better. I honestly can't remember a more emotionally rewarding end to a game than these two final moments with Miles and MJ. Finally a light at the end of the tunnel. Finally things are looking up for Peter. This game reminded me that no matter how dark things get, no matter how unfair life can be, you will always have a choice. Choices that will have a profound impact on not only your life, but the lives of those around you. Making the choice that you know is wrong will never end well. Be like Spider-Man. Be the best person you can be in every and all situations. Because it's right. Spider-Man PS4 isn't just good. It isn't just great. It is simply amazing.